Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 10. We are staying with the demands by members of the organized labor who are calling for the immediate reversal of the recent hike in electricity tariff. Organized labor and its civil society allies have picketed the offices of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, the Transmission Company of Nigeria, and the Electricity Distribution Company in Abuja, Lagos, Oyo, and Delta states. We have more in these packages from our correspondents and reporters.
On May 1st, the labor movement handed down a one-week deadline to the government to revert to the old price of electricity, but government responded with a reduction from 226 naira to 206 naira per kilowatt of electricity. Not satisfied, labor and the civil society organizations embarked on this picketing exercise they believe will force the authorities to return to status quo. They call on the government to disband the categorization of electricity users to avoid discrimination against the citizens.
300% tariff hike, without increasing their salary with just 1%. Where is it done? My workers are now facing threats all over.
When I remember that I'm in powerhouse and there is no light, water run away my eyes. When I remember I cannot buy bread for my children, oh, water run away my eyes.
Nigerian constitution is clear, so that will provide equal right for equal citizens. The PS, the ministry has no right in supporting apartheid in Nigeria, where some people will get 20 hours and some people will get 2 hours.
The Minister of Power, represented by the Permanent Secretary, is on hand to receive the protesting workers. He assures the workers of government's readiness to engage them on a round table and resolve all grey areas in the recent rise in electricity tariff.
We have listened to the cries and woes of all Nigerians, and we are going back to the drawing board with the regulator, with the NLC, to look at it and see how best to be able to address.
From the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission to the Transmission Company of Nigeria, the message carried by the Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress is one and the same, and that is that the authorities should reverse the recent hike in the price of electricity. The protesting team moved to the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, AEDC, where the same message was passed. Labour and the civil society partners say they will continue with the picketing until government reverses the new electricity price and allow a stakeholders meeting where decisions reached will be collective. TVC News, Abuja.
Stranded workers, disappointed employers, and agitated union members. The reason for the chanting and display of placards is because of the 300% hike in electricity tariff. From the Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company to the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC. Workers in Lagos did not only picket the offices, they also walked around Ikeja chanting their demands.
All corporates under brand A now, those people paying 16 million monthly before, they are now paying 47 million. Don't forget, it was 68 naira before. It's jumped to 225, that's 225. They brought it down to 205. What's the difference between the two? What we are saying that we cannot continue to pay more for more darkness.
The state chairperson of NLC, Fumilayo Sesi, who led the union members, told TVC News that the action is in compliance with the directives of the National Secretariat of the Congress.
This electricity tariff for Band A and Band B is out of the reach of a common man like us. The prices of goods and services have escalated since the removal of fuel subsidy. Nigerians are still at the receiving end because everything total together, they will still pass it on to the consumers. Not only that, the hospitals are also crying. They are part of it because they have already removed them from the Band A. So Nigerians are dying.
Government should be sincere, and when I mean sincere, take drastic action to make sure the discos or the operators of this, they should provide the necessary facilities for people. Estimated bill is killing, it's fraud.
The Labour leaders say The picketing is aimed at forcing the authorities to reverse the recent hike in electricity tariff in the country. One of the major demands of the Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress of Nigeria is for the NERC to stop placing customers or consumers on different bands. They want the NERC to stop the discrimination of the price that consumers will pay for receiving electricity. For many of the Labour leaders here, this picketing exercise will continue until a reversal is done. Sharon Ijason, TVC News.
The federal government, through the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission on the 3rd of April, announced the upward review of electricity tariffs for users. Members of the NLC and TUC occupied the building of the Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company, leaving workers stranded in protest against what they described as bringing more suffering to the people. They said despite the increase, power supply has not improved and wonder why Nigerians should pay for darkness.
In my house now, simply because we are coming here this morning, for the first time for the past 2 months, they supplied electricity to our area this morning. That's a gimmick, nothing but deceptions. We are begging, we are wailing, we are crying. Please let the poor live.
When Jonathan was there, he said subsidy is a scam. Now it's no more a scam. They have removed it. They are making life very difficult for us. It is high time all this hike in price of this electricity should be brought down immediately.
But this claim is far from what the minister confirmed recently when he said power supply had improved after generating 5,000 megawatts of electricity.
We have been able to achieve 5,000 megawatts of power just last week, which is what we have witnessed, the little improvement in power supply. We are not stopping there, we are not relating our efforts. Our target is by the end of this year, or before the end of this year, we should be able to take our power generation output to 6,000 megawatts.
Christian Nwoye sells phone accessories and has started using a generator. He says relying on electricity from the distribution company was not feasible due to the inconsistent supply.
If you say night the day stable, get night or do that kind of thing, but there's no night, so no need of me disturbing myself. If I get night here now, there's no night.
The labor unions believe that amidst the challenges faced by the people, despite the policies put in place by the federal government, increasing electricity tariff at this critical time would further worsen the sufferings of the people. Olaide Oyewole, TVC News, Ibadan.
Armed with their placards, members of organized labor in Delta State are here at the office of the Benin Electricity Distribution Company in Asaba to express their grievance over electricity tariff hike, which is biting hard on them. They demand a quick reversal.
We are telling the government that look, they should reverse the electricity tariff. We are telling the government that the Delta here particularly, we don't have light. Like since yesterday, I've been trying to charge my phone and I've been unable to charge it. You must run it on the personal gen before you can charge your phone. Here, absolutely, we don't have light here in Delta. But nationally, we want the reverse of the electricity tariff. Now, the minimum wage is still 30,000 naira. So how do you expect the poor to pay for electricity bill? You cannot be increasing electricity bill without giving the people light. So the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress saw this as being unfair.
For the workers, due process should have been taken before reaching such a decision that is adding more burden on most Nigerians despite poor electricity supply.
The LIREC and the electricity companies did not follow due process before slamming high electricity tariff on Nigerians, and it's telling much of that. So the organized level, TVC, NLC, is saying that they should go back, reverse it to what it used to be.
So totally, there's no point increasing it. In Delta State, it doesn't exist. But it's total outing that we encounter every now and then. Yet you are increasing it. Every day carrying a ladder, climbing and disconnecting. What are they disconnecting?
On April 3rd, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission approved an increase in electricity tariff for customers in the classification from 66 naira to 225 naira per kilowatt hour. Ikenna Amechi, TVC News, Asaba.
Still on the picketing,